Our current president, Donald Trump, has used the term fake news a lot. However, it's nothing new. Fake news is hundreds of years old. It was especially relevant in the 1890s in the form of yellow journalism. Yellow journalism got its start when two competing newspaper editors, William Randolph Hearst and Jacob Pulitzer, of the New York Journal and the New York World, competed to sell more newspapers. Their tactics included misleading headlines and sensationalized accounts of events to draw the reading public in. Yellow journalism reached its peak in 1898, when the newspapers began to cover the Cuban Revolution and struggle for freedom. They portrayed a one-sided account showing the brave, heroic Cubans fighting against the brutal Spanish overlords. Eventually, a ship, the USS Maine, was sent to Havana Harbor to provide a peacekeeping force. However, when the Maine exploded in an unsolved event to this day, the two newspapers insisted that it could have been nothing but a deliberate act of sabotage by the Spanish. They called for war, and using the cry, "Remember the Maine," the Spanish-American War was started. While yellow journalism was not the only factor, it was a contributing factor to spark the war. In total, 3,549 American soldiers were killed in the Spanish-American War. Today, yellow journalism is relegated to clickbait and the tabloids, where anything is possible. Elvis and Princess Diana have been spotted in Florida yesterday. However, fake news continues. In 2013, the World Economic Forum warned of digital wildfires, the spread of fake news in an interconnected world, and social media. 2016 proved that correct. In the U.S. presidential election alone, there were over 1,000 reported incidents of fake news. This has had an incalculable effect on the U.S. election results. Not only that, but on a larger scale, the White Helmets, a humanitarian group that has often been regarded as the only reliable source of information in war-torn Syria, has had some of its stories unsupported by aerial images and eyewitness accounts. While not journalism, the White Helmets' misleading information could have had an impact on U.S. foreign policy with countries such as Russia and Turkey or Syria. Fake news has very real consequences. It impacts what citizens feel about and see about the government and the actions they take. It could have caused a war. It could be influencing U.S. policy. However, an MIT study and model regarding fake news looked at three groups. A first group, a control that doesn't really exist, is the group that knows about fake news and can perfectly discern between real and fake. The second group is a group of citizens that know about fake news and actively try to combat it. The third group was a group of those who had no idea about fake news. Of the groups, the second group was relatively successful at repelling fake news. However, how many of us are in that second group is up to us. We need to educate ourselves and protect ourselves against fake news.